Hi guys, this is Dave at Concise Reviews, and today I'm going to go over 3 Google Home options that you can pick up for under £100. That's the Google Home Mini, the original Google Home, and the JBL Link 10. Okay, I'm going to go over everything that you'll need to know to help you decide which of these is best for you. I'm going to have a quick overview of each product and look at the specs and price. I'm going to go over the design and look of them, look at how easy they are to set up. I'm going to do a listening test, which I think is important. I think people forget with these voice activated speakers, it's important that they can hear you well. Check the sound quality for music playback, check their responses and check that the Google Assistant works fine, and then I'm going to summarize each one. Okay, in terms of the speakers inside these, the Home Mini has one 40mm driver, which Google says offers 360-degree sound, which I think is basically a fancy way of saying it has one speaker facing upwards. The original Home has one 50.8mm driver, plus it's got two 50.8mm passive radiators for increased bass, and then the JBL Link 10 has two stereo 40mm drivers. Okay, in terms of buttons and indicators, the Home Mini is pretty basic. It's got a mute switch on the back there. You can control the volume by tapping either side, and then you can see it's got these lights in the middle. I find these buttons quite temperamental. I know Google cancelled the button in the middle that was used for playing and stopping music. I think you can now long press either side to play and pause music, but it just doesn't, it takes a couple of taps sometimes. These lights also in the middle are coloured when the Google Assistant is listening to you. The original Google Home, again, it's got the mute button on the back. The controls are much easier. You can just spin your finger around and you can see it's got these lights on the top. Again, they go coloured when the Google Assistant is listening to you. The JBL Link 10 really excels here in terms of buttons and indicators. First of all, it's got a Wi-Fi indicator at the bottom there. It's got a battery life indicator on the back, mute and power buttons, and then on the top the buttons are just much easier to use. You've got sort of rubbery clicky volume buttons. Don't know if you can hear that clicking. You've got play and pause, you've got a Bluetooth pairing button, and that also lights up when it's got a Bluetooth connection to your phone, and then a Google Assistant button which you can push to get it to listen to you. Okay, in terms of extra features, there isn't really anything to talk about on the Home Mini. It's pretty much the most basic version of a Google Assistant speaker you can get. Again, on the original Google Home, there's not really too much to talk about other than the better speakers and easier to use controls. However, the JBL Link 10 sort of really sets itself apart with some extra features. First of all, it's got a 4000 milliamp battery. As you can see, it's not plugged in, so it's portable and it's good for about 5 hours of music. But it does take 4 hours to charge, which is a slight disappointment. So yeah, you can move this around your rooms. You can also take it out and about because it's got Bluetooth connection, so you can play music through your phone. It's also IPX7 water resistant, so this means you can submerge it for 30 minutes and up to 1 meter of water. I should just say I've done a full review of this product, so you can see a clip of it here, but check the card at the top of this video at the end of this comparison to check that out. Now, it does come with a micro USB cable, this bright orange one, which you just use to charge it through this port here. I would have preferred this if it had a sort of dedicated charging base, so rather than have to fill about and plug it in each time, you could just drop it and take it when you're using it. So that's a slight disappointment, but overall, in terms of extra features, the JBL 10 smashes the others. In terms of design and appearance, this is really going to be up to you and sort of down to your taste. The Google Home Mini is obviously very understated, quite simplistic. It's not really going to stand out or grab anyone's attention in your home. The original Google Home looks pretty cool. It's got a bit more of a sort of design edge to it of 2 different colours. And then the JBL Link 10, it stands out, I'd say, but it kind of just looks like any other Bluetooth speaker to me. It's a shame they didn't sort of do something to make this look a bit more unique, given how much of a unique product it is. Okay, in terms of setup, they all follow the exact same setup process. I'm not going to go over that. I did that in the JBL Link 10 review, so you can check out that review if you want to see step-by-step instructions. Basically, you just need the Google Home app installed on your phone. You then turn on the device, click Setup on the Google Home app because it just appears. Choose a room that it's going to be based in, input your Wi-Fi details. I will just add at this point, I had a small issue with the JBL Link 10. The other two worked seamlessly, but this one I had to sort of go back and do it again at that point. It'll ask you to accept personal results. It'll ask you to set up voice match so it can sort of differentiate your voice from your partner's voice and give you more personal results. And then it'll also ask you to link a music service such as Google Play or Spotify. Okay, as I said at the start of the comparison, I think it's important to know how well these hear you. They are voice activated speakers after all. So I've got the activation command set up to run on loop through my home cinema system, and I'm going to gradually decrease the volume to see how well these different speakers hear that. I'm also going to play some music in the background to hopefully make it a bit more difficult for them. So I'm going to start with my amp set to setting 40, whatever that is. I've got a phone decibel meter here. I know it's probably not the most reliable, but hopefully that'll give you an idea of the volume. Okay, Google. Okay, so that was at setting 40. As you can see, they've all picked that up. Okay, so let's try it again at setting 30 on my amp. Okay, none of them have picked that up, so that's our sort of lower limit. We'll creep it back up a bit. Okay, I've got it at a volume setting 32, so let's see if any of them hear this. Okay, so interestingly, only 2 of them picked that up, which was the JBL Link 10 and the Google Home Mini. So the original Google Home did not hear as well as the other 2. So it is obviously very close between the 3 of them. These 2 do outperform the Google Home, but I mean, it's so marginal. I don't really think there's anything in that at all. And they all did seem to pick up what was a very quiet voice command with quite fairly loud music in the background. So very impressed with all 3. Okay, now I'm just going to run through some of the basic voice commands with these products. I've muted these 2, as you can tell by the orange lights at the top. So we'll start with the Home Mini. Okay, Google. What's the capital of Japan?
Its capital is Tokyo.
Okay, Google. What time is it?
10:58.
And I'm also going to try one of my shortcut commands, which basically combines 2 different commands into one more natural command. Okay, Google. I've finished eating.
Sure, turning on the backlight. Sure, turning off 2 lights.
Okay, try that exact same thing with the Home. Okay, Google, what's the capital of Japan?
Tokyo is the capital of Japan.
Okay, Google, what's the time?
It's 10:59.
Okay, Google, I've finished eating.
Sure, turning on the backlight. Okay, turning 2 lights off.
Okay, so yeah, they both performed exactly the same. I would say it did seem like the original Google Home responded slightly faster. Okay, let's try it with the JBL Link 10. Okay, Google, what's the capital of Japan?
Tokyo is the capital of Japan.
Okay, Google, what's the time?
11 o'clock.
Okay, Google, I've finished eating.
Sure, turning the backlight on. There you go, turning 2 lights off.
Okay, so really nothing to split them in that test. The only slight difference, it did seem like the Home Mini responded slightly slower than the other 2. Right, next I'm going to test the sound quality of each device by playing the same song on them. Appreciate this will be difficult for you to pick up listening to this through YouTube, but I'll test each one. Okay, first Google Home Mini. Okay, Google, play You Can Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac.
Alright, Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. Playing on Google Play Music.
Loving you isn't the right thing to do.
Okay, Google, increase the volume to 100%.
Never change things that I feel.
Okay, Google, stop. Okay, so it's obviously not great on the Google Home Mini. It's quite a tinny sound and it doesn't really have any bass to it, especially when you get up fairly high volume. And to be honest, at max, the volume isn't that great on it. So we'll try it with the Google Home. Okay, Google, play You Can Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac.
Alright, Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. Playing on Google Play Music.
Straight away you can hear the bass is much better.
isn't the right thing to do. How can I ever change things that I feel?
Okay, Google, stop. Okay, yeah, so the bass is much better. It's a much clearer sound. Even at full volume, it does sound pretty cool. It's not the loudest speaker in the world. It's louder than the Google Home Mini, but yeah, definitely much better. Okay, we'll try the same with the JBL Link 10. Okay, Google, play You Can Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac.
Alright, Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. Playing on Google Play Music.
Okay, Google, increase the volume to 100%. Okay, Google, decrease the volume to 70%. Okay, Google, stop. Alright, so yeah, the sound quality is not massively better, but it is better than the original Google Home. There's definitely more bass. Once you get up to 100% volume, which is quite a bit louder than the Google Home, it does start to get a bit distorted, but if you keep it around 70-75%, yeah, the sound quality is really quite good on this. So overall, I'd say JBL smashes it really in terms of sound quality. Google Home Mini, as you'd probably expect, is quite disappointing. The Google Home is pretty good. Okay, so to summarize, these are all really good Google Home options. Which one's best for you is really going to depend on how you plan to use it. If you need something that you're going to be able to move from room to room, and you do want something that you can take outside, the JBL 10 is going to be for you. It's probably easier to use with all the buttons. The portability option with the battery inside is a plus. The one slightly disappointing thing about this, which I didn't mention, once you're outside of your own home Wi-Fi network, you can't use the Google Assistant feature, but I cover that in my review, and there's a card to that in the top here of the JBL Link 10. For me, however, I have Google Chromecasts in the different rooms in my house, which are linked up to mini amps, so I've basically replicated Sonos, so I don't really need anything that I'm going to move about or that has particularly good sound quality, because I just would be able to tell my Google Home or Google Home Mini, play this song in the bathroom, and then it will cast that music to that room. I've done a video on how you can set this up very easily, so check the cards or check the description for the link to that. So yeah, for me, I think I'm probably going to go with the Google Home Mini, given that it's only £34 compared to the other two, which are over twice that. I think that's the best one for me, but again, if you want something that you can carry around and take outside, probably the JBL Link 10 is going to be the one for you. Okay, thanks for watching. Hopefully that was helpful for you making your decision which is the best one of these for you. If that was the case, please like and subscribe for more from Concise Reviews.